Miami-Dade, control y falta de transparencia en la Junta de Comisionados, doble discurso. En este video se evidencia cómo el chairman de la comisión, Anthony Rodríguez, controla de manera autoritaria y despectiva las intervenciones de los campesinos y la abogada que defienden la tierra y la transparencia, negándoles tiempo justo y acusándolos de engañar al sistema. Pero esa no es la única sombra que pesa sobre su gestión. Rodríguez es el mismo comisionado que impulsó y aprobó, en una votación polémica el 16 de julio de 2025, un contrato por 20 años que entrega el centro ecuestre de Tropical Park a la empresa Loud & Live, con la obligación de pagar $250,000 anuales a la Fundación A3, un ente con poca transparencia y fuertes vínculos políticos. Esto representa un gasto de hasta $5 millones para el condado, en medio de una crisis presupuestaria de $402 millones. ¿Por qué un contrato así? ¿Quién se beneficia? ¿Y por qué callar al pueblo que denuncia? Exigimos respuestas, transparencia ya. Justicia para los campesinos y la comunidad. No más negocios turbios ni censura en Miami-Dade.
So here's what we're going to do. You have two. I'm going to give two options, and I'm being very, very courteous right now. Is you either have 5 minutes, and I don't care how you distribute that time, or everyone will get a minute. But we're not going to go on and on and on and on and on. And we are not recognizing it as an expert testimony. This is not an expert anything. This is you speaking just like the applicant is speaking, just like any other speaker that spoke. But because this is a process that is a legal process, you have 5 minutes, but this is not an expert witness type of
Understood. I just want to make sure that the information we provide is part of the record. I did submit a couple of things to the clerk.
Your time is starting, so
okay.
Please state your name and address again and for the record and who you represent.
Thank you very much. My name is Maria Graglia, 150 West Flagler Street. I'm here representing the trustee, Jack Miller, as well as Botanics Wholesales. They are the property. If my presentation can be queued up so that you can see what I'm talking about. Oh, here it is. I'm sorry. Okay, so the property that we're talking about is the crisscross, as you can see. So what I want to just make absolutely sure that you all understand that this is not only is it inconsistent with the comprehensive plan. This board recently had commissioned a report on agricultural lands. And one of the things that you had determined was the value of agricultural lands in this area. This development is going to have a detrimental effect on the agricultural lands. So I ask you to really consider what you're doing here. This is nowhere near the transportation corridor. It is actually over 3 miles away from your smart plan corridor. There is no public transportation from this property over there. The applicant, this is a very different application as the other one that you just approved, which was already had a comprehensive plan amendment to allow for the higher density. This does not have this kind of density. It is mostly agricultural lands. My client has been there for over 40 years. And again, I have submitted into the record certain evidence, the comprehensive plan. I have submitted reports from various industry personnel, and I consider them experts to show why this is incompatible with your comprehensive plan. I have also submitted in the record your report on the importance of agriculture, which was commissioned in 2023. I submitted those items in the record. At this moment, I'm going to have Mr. Jack Miller speak.
My name's Jack Miller. I farm the land that's in question for 45 years. I'm intimately aware of it and how it reacts to
Sir, just get closer to the mic, and if you could tell us what.
As I said, I have been farming this land for 45 years. As you look up here on the screen, you'll see the parcels. Those in yellow are the ones we have. That is a Dade County soil survey that shows specifically the soils on site. Next. This is a Miami-Dade County overlay as well, and it shows, if you look, very slow infiltration rate for D, where most of this property is located. The applicant had access to this. This was readily available.
Give me a second, and you only have 2 minutes, but I need to, whatever we do, and Commissioner Gilbert had a point. As I was walking in, I only caught like the tail end of what you were saying is, and I don't mind giving you the last 2 minutes that you have, that the group has to speak, but
Wonderful. I had a little more. It's 45 years of my life we're talking about.
and that's why I want to be respectful and allow you to speak. But here's what I have a question of the attorneys. I understand that the county doesn't have intervener status protocol, but please explain to me, a non-lawyer, what that really is, because to me it seems like they're just concerned neighbors, like everyone else that spoke. Because the applicant in question, the application in question, they don't own that land. They don't have a stake in it. They don't have possession of it. They're not even lessees or leasers of that. Lessees? Renters of that property. So to me, they're just a neighbor with a stake, just like any other neighbor here that spoke for just 1 minute. So please explain to me what intervener status, actually what that definition is. Because what I don't want to do is establish a precedent in this chamber that we've never established before and we've never had. And anyone could come up here and say, we have intervener status, and therefore we need to be allotted extra time. So while it's not so much about the 2 minutes, I'm happy to give them the remainder 2 minutes. It's about establishing a precedent in this county that I'm not going to establish if it is not within our protocol. Can you please explain this to me, Abby?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, the county does not have an intervener status in our procedures, in our code. So I'm assuming that the speakers are referring to some other procedure, but we do not have anything that exists like that in our code. Historically, when speakers come before this board, sometimes when they have a lawyer and they have a presentation, the commission has given sometimes a few extra minutes to someone who is represented by counsel, but that's in the discretion of the chair. I will say that my understanding is that the attorney's clients, or one of the attorney's clients, owned property that was within the area that was not part of the applicant's application, but was recommended to be added to it by county planning staff. But they have now issued a revised recommendation to not add that land. But so that, I think that revised recommendation was only completed yesterday. So it could be that
you're no longer in the application.
I want you to look at the exhibit that I've just put on there. The green is my client's property. The red is what they're proposing. So even if we're
Point of order.
Okay, you're not in it. It was excluded. So you're just a neighbor, just like anyone else that spoke for a minute. So I apologize, but if I continue, I have to allow everybody else, rightfully so, 5 minutes. And we're not going to do that. So you can appeal. There's a process. You could have submit to request 5 minutes ahead of time, or 10 minutes or 20 minutes ahead of time. But now that I'm seeing this on the screen, actually your own diagram, you're not part of the application. You're excluded from it.
Until yesterday, we were part of the
Great, but today is today. Yesterday was yesterday, and today you're not part of it.
And I totally understand that, but we're very much affected by the actual application itself.
Thank you so much for your time. I'm not going to engage in back and forth. Appreciate it. Thank you guys for coming out. You had an additional 3 minutes than 2 minutes than everybody else had. Congratulations, you beat the system for 2 minutes.
Please.
We are next speaker, please. Or
I can't speak.
no, we're done. You had 3 minutes in exchange for 1 minute that everybody else had. Very unfair. And was dishonest with the initial appeal representation. It was very dishonest on the attorney, on the representer's part. The attorney should have been a little bit more honest. You found out just now, but you have it loaded on the PowerPoint. All right. So we're on the record. Let's continue to